The 超极端左派 is at it again, crashing out over some straight up goofiness. But this time is a little different, because this crash out just might help you cash out.
Show me the money.
So today, you're gonna get to know the new generational starlet that nearly everyone is foaming at the mouth over, who actually seems to be pretty cool, and also see what new tricks the Xiao Taihong have up their sleeve. And most importantly, you're gonna learn exactly where you should buy stock to get that year-end bonus really early. Well, you know what it is, to pay that delicious 爆米花 from 新手工坊. And boys, due to the imagery in this episode, you might want to watch this one by yourself. Because when it comes to what's down in your pants, 真的是大起大掉咯. Sydney Sweeney. Now I'm guessing the majority of our Taiwanese audience has no idea who she is. But her epic claim to fame comes from one of the most famous, most successful teen TV shows of American history, Euphoria.
Cassie decided to wake up at 4 a.m. that morning to get ready for school. She needed to clear her head.
She's the new generational baddie that has 2件大条的事情 people won't stop talking about.
And then season 2 was really fun because all of a sudden Cassie is trying to become these other girls that Nate is dreaming of. And so she is taking looks from like Hunter's character and Alexis' character and incorporating them into her own style. Her Oklahoma look, I think, will forever follow me everywhere I go.
After her breakout role in Euphoria and White Lotus, she shot to stardom, earning 2 double E for Emmy nominations in both roles. And here everyone thought she was just a pretty face.
The White Lotus 2021. This was such a unique and exciting moment in my life. The costume designer and we had very limited options because we were quarantined in the 4 seasons in Hawaii. And so we had to get very creative with our options and what we were able to get. With Olivia, she is born into an upper middle class family with a very successful working mother, but she is pushing against everything that her mom is.
In the White Lotus, she barely showed any skin, not even in a bikini. Sydney consciously chose not to use her physical gifts to her advantage.
Immaculate 2024. This is a very special project to me because I initially auditioned for a version of this film when I was 16 and they never ended up making it. And so I chased it ever since. And then last year, put the whole project together and filmed it.
And then she went on to play a nun in a horror movie, which, let's be honest, a nun who looks like her will be an absolute horror show for any clergy.
Mom, where are you going? Mom, I'm in trouble! I need money, Mom! Mom, open the door!
And it didn't stop there. Sydney went on to choose roles that didn't feature any of her feminine charm or showcase any of her good looks. In fact, some of these roles made her absolutely hateable and hard to look at, which earns my respect because the girl can actually act.
Sydney also got real about another form of judgment she sees in Hollywood when it comes to young stars becoming moms. She said, "I want to have a family. I've always wanted to be a young mom, and I'm worried about how this industry puts stigmas on young women who have children and looks at them in a different light. I was worried that if I don't work, there is no money and no support for kids I would have." These days, Sydney has been taking on a busy workload with back-to-back projects, and she shared that she doesn't feel like she has the luxury of slowing down just yet. She explained, "If I wanted to take a 6-month break, I don't have income to cover that. I don't have someone supporting me. I don't have anyone I can turn to pay my bills or call for help." Adding, "They don't pay actors like they used to. And with streamers, you no longer get residuals. The established stars still get paid, but I have to give 5% to my lawyer, 10% to my agents, 3% or something like that to my business manager. I have to pay my publicist every month, and that's more than my mortgage."
How real is she? In the vain aesthetic world of Hollywood, she seemingly does not give a fuck about letting others know her financial situation and chooses to work hard instead of using her looks to attract wealthy men for an easy shortcut.
She said, "You kept asking about my bathwater, I guess, so we kept it." Introducing Sydney's Bathwater Bliss, a very real, very limited edition soap made with my actual bathwater. But let me throw this out to you. Do you remember when Gwyneth Paltrow for Goop released a candle that smelled like her lady parts?
Yep.
And that made news, and that was a big deal.
Yeah. And it sold out.
It sold out.
Right.
So
I'm going to say, you know what? I don't quite get this either, but if it's not sold out already, it will be.
It will be.
Yes.
There
is a market.
Yeah.
And then she went and did something completely outrageous. homegirl went and sold soap made of her own bathwater. 太扯了吧? Surely no one would pay their hard-earned cash for this, right?
The Sydney Sweeney bathwater soap sold out not in minutes, but in seconds. Dr. Squatch made the Sydney Sweeney bathwater soap, which actually used Sydney Sweeney's bathwater in the recipe. And a week ago, I predicted that it would sell out in just a few minutes. It turns out I overestimated how quickly it would sell out.
At $8 a bar with a limited 5,000 in stock, this shit sold out in seconds, like less than 10 seconds, crashing the company's website and ultimately causing that company to be acquired for $1.5 billion. And as for the soap, well, you can find it on eBay for anywhere from $250 to $1,500.
I presented them with a 5-point plan to break into acting. Audition, get an agent, do commercials and short films, then get my SAG card. But if that failed, I also presented them with a backup plan.
And the thing is, Sydney has never really shied away from her looks and doesn't seem to have a problem using them to make money.
That means a lot to me because I really believe in empowering others and feeling powerful with your body and embracing your sexuality. And if you have boobs, great. Flaunt them.
Tight, yeah! Sydney Sweeney. Holy coconuts, it even smells natural.
And it's moisturizing.
So she's body positive, is okay using it to make money, and the ad is actually pretty decent. I'm sure a lot of dudes really appreciated it. And in addition to having mainstream desirability, she's a genuine and decent hardworking actress.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has great genes.
And then comes the controversial ad campaign. If you don't see anything wrong with this, congratulations, you are completely of sound mind and a functioning normal human being. But in the case that you do find yourself triggered to all hell because of this advertisement, you might want to have a glass or two of Sydney's bathwater just to cleanse your mind a bit. And when you're done with that, get yourself some more delicious 爆米花，因为你的脑袋好像真的是代际多掉咯。
I will be the friend that's too woke because those Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ads are weird. Like fascist weird. Like Nazi propaganda weird. Should we be surprised that a company whose name is literally American Eagle is making fascist propaganda like this? Probably not, but it's still really shocking. Like a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good genes. Like, that is Nazi propaganda. I also am thinking about like all of the young girls who are doing their back to school shopping right now at places like American Eagle who are seeing ads like this. Yikes. Also, American Eagle is mostly a brand that like teenagers to like young adults shop at, and so the fact that like this type of advertising is being used that feels so for the male gaze and so over sexualized, like I just don't like it. I don't like it even a little bit.
Now, why in the world would an ultra-liberal, non-gender conforming, non-binary human, we'll leave pronouns out of it just to be on the safe side, think that Sydney Sweeney is engaging in Nazi propaganda? Fun fact, during the Third Reich's heyday, they put a very strong emphasis on Aryan genes, which basically means blonde hair and blue eyes. But I guess back then they were just a little bit more progressive and decided to give the mustache man an N-word pass. That's Nazi, not nuclear.
It's the N-word. That's a very nasty word.
But I guess now the liberals are giving Sydney Sweeney her very own N-word pass, because just like the mustache man, she's neither German nor blonde. She's Irish as fuck with brown hair. But since she appears in this advertisement with blonde hair and blue eyes, and because she does a little bit of wordplay with jeans with a J and jeans with a G, the ultra-leftist got triggered as fuck and started claiming that Sydney Sweeney is an N-word propagandist touting Aryan race supremacy.
What kind of shit is that?
So first and foremost, y'all, the ad is apparently supposed to be her selling jeans, but like if you watch it, you don't get that vibe that that's what she's selling, like at all. The ad that I've seen, because again, I'm not sure if there's multiple, I don't even need to see multiple though, but the ad that I've seen, it's so creepy and it's so obvious that they're trying to promote eugenics. Like, and I think again, this all goes to like my apparently too woke theory that conservative media is literally overtaking like the entire like media atmosphere. So yeah, like when you see it, like it's just like a eugenics campaign. Like of course you're gonna say that the blonde haired blue-eyed girl has great genes, and people are trying to say, oh, it's just a reference to her big boobs, okay? Like I'm sure it's also a reference to that. I'm 100% sure at the same time that two things can be true at once. So it's also about literally the fact that she's a white blonde girl.
Jesus, insecure and jealous much? Applying foundation that is a shade lighter than your own skin tone, wearing fake blonde braids, seemingly hiding your own dark hair colored jeans, while simultaneously accusing Sydney of celebrating white skin and blonde hair. You want to cover up your own genes with fake hair and makeup, but won't allow others to appreciate their own genes?
Stop it. Get some help.
Because see, everybody seems to have forgotten about / swept under the rug the fact that at her mother's 60th birthday party, they had spin-off hats made of Make America Great Again hats that said Make 60 Great Again. Not only that, her close family was at that party wearing Blue Lives Matter shirts. Not only that, that party was thrown at a ranch, and that may seem like an insignificant detail compared to the other two, right? But you couple the aesthetic of the clothing that people were wearing with the fact they actively chose a ranch as a venue, I don't know, it's kind of just blatantly saying racism to me. It's saying I'm a conservative piece of shit. That's what it's telling me. And people did the typical thing they do when a white person they like shows them that they are actually a conservative. They say, oh, well, that was just their family. You know what I'm saying? They can't control their family's views. Like, that doesn't say anything about their political tilt. You know what I'm saying? And then Sydney Sweeney came out with the statement, oh, you guys, I just wanted to share photos of my mother's birthday party and you guys made it some insane political statement. No, mother are wearing Make America Great Again hats and Blue Lives Matter shirts at a birthday party. You are making it political. That attire never needs to be worn at a birthday party.
And then they dragged her grandmother into this mess, criticizing her birthday photos, but it didn't stop there. They even dug into her parents' Blue Lives Matter support, which has very close ties to the Republican Party and was literally formed in direct opposition to BLM. And with that, the liberal hive mind completely lost its shit.
Does Sydney Sweeney have bad genes? Yes or no?
No. I don't think she has bad genes.
Does she have good genes? Does she have good genes?
No. Again, you're trying for these gotchas. If you
so
just
she doesn't
listen.
have good or bad genes?
The whole point is to argue that good and bad genes itself is a bad idea. It's a racist idea.
Why can't you have good genes, Mark?
Why is it racist?
If
Why
you
can't you have
allow
good
me
genes?
to all right, I'm going to respond, and I'm going to hope that you don't interrupt me as I answer. Okay? Because again, no one else has been interrupted except the people who disagree with you. What I'm saying is
Stop being so precious, please.
The word you listen. The word eugenics literally means good genes. It literally means that etymologically. The point here is to judge human beings based on their genes, and to decide that you have good genes and you have bad genes isn't in and of itself a racist project. That's the point. So no, it's not that I think that I have good genes and you can't say anyone else has good genes. I'm saying let's get rid of the good genes narrative, particularly when it's based on hair and eyes and body type. Why? Because those things are racially coded. In other words, if I say that straight hair is good genes or blonde hair is good genes, and no, I'm not after watching an ad Googling someone to figure out their natural roots. You'd be shocked to know how many people don't do that. If I'm doing these things and I see your eye color and your hair as a sign of your good genes, then that means someone who has a different hair or eye color doesn't have good genes.
And yet another self-deprecating statement. Fun fact. White skin and blue eyes does not equal good genes. It's Sydney Sweeney's white skin and blue eyes in addition to her body that constitutes good genes. Family genes, yo. Because people think she's attractive, and this goober unnecessarily links genes with race. Just because Sydney Sweeney has good genes doesn't mean your genes are bad, but given this guy's mindset, I think I can be pretty sure about the quality of his genes.
You are really dumb, for real.
If this ad was an African American, if this ad was a Hispanic girl, no one would be saying a peep. Frankly, I think if this ad was a white girl like me with brown hair, brown eyes, I got a little Spanish in me, I got a little Italian in me, I'm Sicilian, I got some African in me, I don't think anyone would be saying anything either. This is utterly ridiculous. The only people who are offended by this ad are people who choose to be offended by everything. Either you choose to see racism in everything, or you choose to see sexism or misogyny. I noticed that a whole lot of women online were mad about this ad because they were jealous. It was so obvious. Now they're saying that this woman is against the body positivity campaign because she's skinny. So let's just say the truth. Sydney Sweeney is a sex symbol. She is a young, hot woman. She is objectively attractive. That is all this ad was about.
This woman makes a really good point. There's a peculiar group among American leftists who insist on portraying themselves as victims of the social system, and they are very selectively offended. But in spite of it, American Eagle doubled down and went and released another ad.
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has great genes.
You see what I did there, right?
So whether it's Sydney Sweeney having good genes or good genes, according to a lot of men, both are facts. These niggas are completely captivated by this woman.
That is Nazi propaganda.
Yeah.
I also am thinking about like all of the young girls who are doing their back to school shopping right now at places like American Eagle who are seeing ads like this.
Yeah. This is the person, by the way, who is ruining everything. Do you remember what I said? 2 groups of people? This is exactly what I mean. This person right here is a bigger threat to America than ISIS, Iran, Hamas, Hezbollah, all put together, okay? Like, this is the real enemy within, all right? It's true. I'm being serious about this. These people will ruin everything.
And eventually, this incident caught the attention of Asmongold, and things changed dramatically. Many netizens started flooding American Eagle's video, overwhelmingly supporting Sydney Sweeney and the ad itself. And as a result, it gained over 4 million views in just 12 days, and American Eagle stock prices rose more than 23% from $9 to $13.
Holy moly.
Actress Sydney Sweeney, it came out this weekend that she was a registered Republican. Any thoughts on that?
That who was?
Sydney Sweeney. She's like a very hot actress right now.
She's a registered Republican?
Yes.
Oh, now I love her ad. Is that right? Is Sydney Sweeney? You'd be surprised at how many people are Republicans. That's what I wouldn't have known, but I'm glad you told me that. If Sydney Sweeney is a registered Republican, I think her ad is fantastic.
Even the Orange Man weighed in on this incident, and you know what that means. Now is the time to buy some American Eagle stock, because by the time you finish watching this video, it might drop well below 12 bucks. I mean, it jumped to 23% while I was filming this video, so you might want to get on that.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Now, some folks even think that the content president might even invite the girl with good genes to the White House wearing good jeans just to make a point.
Sydney Sweeney wears great jeans. She has good genes. I have good genes. Everyone has good genes except Pelosi, Biden, and Harris. I think I'll wear jeans to meet with Zelensky next week. Thank you for your concern about this issue.
And with the Republican Party seemingly going full steam ahead with their support for Sydney Sweeney and the American Eagle jeans, I'm betting the MAGA gang will be all too eager to set aside the Epstein controversy and head on down to the store to pick up some jeans and invest in some American Eagle stock, sending it surging over 20%. After all, Trump is a businessman who loves making money, taking heat off of himself with whatever controversy is going on at the moment, and most importantly, giving the big orange middle finger to the wokies while pleasing his fans at the exact same time. Oh, and by the way, the market opens in 10, so after you like, subscribe, and comment on this channel, make sure you head on down there and do some investment, and I will see you on the flip side. Peace!